Hey there, hello. It's Tuesday, June 28th, and you're listening to the Next Level Podcast, episode 29. I'm Emin Basavan. With me is a man. It's John Danho.
John Danho.
Armed with only a toothpick and a roll of toilet paper. It's RXZ.
What's up, boys?
How's it going, dude?
How's it going, guys?
Fantastic, man. Another fine Tuesday/Thursday and another fine week.
I really wish it was Thursday.
Why, you're already
closer
done,
to Friday?
Yeah, man.
Fridays are okay.
Nice.
Fridays
man.
are okay, dude.
Yeah.
I do always have a toothpick, honestly.
Yeah.
Like after every meal, I need a toothpick.
It's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
You know, to get out all the nasties.
Yeah, man. It
Yeah.
helps. They say it's bad for your gums or some shit.
Oh, please. Like, if you're fucking like stabbing yourself with it, sure.
Yeah,
but
just
don't
be
stab it.
smart.
The toothpick,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
just don't be dumb.
Just don't be a moron. Don't like straight up like, yeah, it's bad for your gums if you're literally like puncturing your gums and like bleeding
Dude,
out.
isn't that pretty much like everything in life? Like we have so many rules and laws because dumb people fuck up shit that's very like
Yeah.
simple
Sure.
to
Yeah.
use.
No, I agree. Like for instance, like just the general day-to-day stuff, like diet, especially, right?
Yeah.
When people say, "Don't eat like this thing; it's super bad for you," or like eat this is super good for you. You know, it's all about moderation. Just don't be
Absolutely.
dumb. Think about it.
Don't be dumb, dude.
Don't be dumb.
That should be the fucking
Yeah.
number one law.
You know.
Don't be dumb.
Google once had their logo right. It said, "Don't be evil." It
Sure.
should have been, "Don't
Like,
be dumb."
Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
And that would have made more
Just
sense.
do no evil.
Oh, do no evil. There
Yeah.
you go. Whatever. Should be do no dumb.
Do no dumb, dude.
Do no dumb. I like that a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
nice title for
Do
a
no
movie
dumb.
or something.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the next title for the next level series.
Oh,
Do
boy.
no dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Do no dumb.
Oh, shit, dude. Sure.
Do no dumb, and
Do
it's
no
just
dumb.
us doing dumb shit. I don't know, man.
Dude, it's so catchy. Holy fuck.
All right,
Do no
guys.
dumb.
Maybe that's the name of the
Fuck,
series where
man.
you guys try a game you've never played. and
That's
you
what that's literally
some
what I was
funny
thinking.
shit.
Like fucking Dwarf Fortress or some shit. Do no
Yeah.
dumb. Like
That's-
and it's so fucking dumb. You have no idea what you're doing. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm Downsky
dude.
like a clownski, man.
All right, man.
What do you what are we drinking today? I mean, you brought us some like fat, nasty,
Yes.
nice beer.
I brought some beer. It's a chocolate porter. It's from Hangar 24.
Oh, I've had Hangar 24's
I've had
wheat
Hangar 24
beer before, I think.
I haven't had this one. I saw the word chocolate. I enjoy chocolate,
We have the opposite
and I like dark
reaction.
beers. So
Well,
Yeah.
have you had it yet? I mean,
I have not.
oh,
So
well,
I'm gonna give it a sip right now.
cheerio, dude.
Cheers.
We have the opposite reaction. When I see chocolate, I stray away.
Okay.
I don't like it.
It's fine. It's heavy. It's very
Yeah,
heavy.
It's heavy. I don't like it. It doesn't taste good either. It just tastes bad. Like
The
I don't like
aftertaste is a bit. Yeah. I don't know.
it's like a 3 out of 10 for me. I can see why someone
I
would
don't
like
dislike it.
it. I dislike
Like
it.
I would drink it. I
I
would
give
probably
this-
not buy this again.
I'd give it a, like 5 or 6 out of 10, 5 to
Yeah.
6. And I don't even mean that objectively. Like just in terms of there's a porter you said or a
Mm-hmm.
stout.
The chocolate porter.
Oh, it's a porter. It is okay for a porter, so I'll say 6. If this was a stout, this would have been an easy like an average, not even that sexy of a stout. But it's not a stout; it's a porter, which is different, and that's okay. You know, differences are all right, dude. Let's celebrate difference.
Indulge yourself.
Indulge yourself
Says the
With
bottle.
difference.
with with difference, dude.
Yeah, man. Overall, I think it's a whatever. It's fine.
It's totally. How strong is that? By the way, does it say it on the bottle? I'm curious.
What would you guess?
I brought 7.6.
4.7.
I would guess an 8.
Okay.
I think it's pretty heavy, but let me see.
4.7.
No way is this a 4.7, dude. There's
Yeah, it's 8. It's 8 flat.
Nice.
Okay.
8.5?
8 flat.
Flat. Oh.
Yeah. So it is
Shit.
pretty heavy, man. It is
Yeah,
a
it's heavy,
beer.
bro. I mean, you're getting your bang for your buck, basically. It might not taste that great, but you're sure going to get a buzz once you're done with it,
Yeah.
right? That's the idea. But I mean, honestly, I can see why someone would like this a lot. It's definitely an appreciable beer.
Yeah.
The appreciable porter. I don't really taste the chocolate aspect of it, though, to be honest with you, at all.
I taste more of
don't.
like smokiness.
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
suppose.
I don't know, man. I'll give this a 6, I think.
This is one of the bottom 3 we've had for
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know about that at all.
No, I say 5. Easy 5.
Yeah.
And I'm usually easy to impress with beer, man, but this is just,
Yeah, it's whatever.
it's all right. Like, I'm never going to remember it. You know, like, it tastes like every other generic porter, chocolate porter that I would ever have in my life.
Dude, I hope I never remember it.
It's not that
Oh,
bad,
come on,
dude.
man. It is absolutely, it's fine.
I mean,
man.
I don't want to drink it.
It's no Peroni.
Yeah, it is no Peroni or no Oculto.
I mean,
No,
they're both
but-
bad. Like, don't want to drink any of them.
Yeah.
You know,
The aftertaste, though, dude, it definitely is like a little
it's
a little
too much,
questionable,
man.
man. It's like you're gonna have to have like actual chocolate or like mint or something to just get it out of your system after, you know.
That's
Yeah,
a
no,
funny
really.
point.
It does say on the bottle, it does say you to have this with savory foods.
Savory meaning what, dude?
That makes
Like-
sense.
Like just heavy meals, you know?
like
Like,
nice
this will
spaghetti.
probably go really nice with some
Spaghetti
spaghetti
meatballs, dude, yeah.
or like a nice steak.
Yeah, I was gonna say steak. This would go amazingly with some steak.
Do you season your steak with salt?
No, but I know somebody who does season their steak with tons of salt, Areg, and I think you have the key to the story behind that.
Shahan, dude.
Uh-oh.
Shahan likes to season his steak with salt for sure.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What was his most recent meal? Can you tell me?
Oh, okay, for sure. So today we had
Hefty serving of whoop ass.
ranked Overwatch was released,
Just
folks.
came out, yeah. Competitive mode.
Yeah. So competitive Overwatch is out, and it's actually a big deal, and it totally impressed me. I played 4 games today, and I played them with Shahan during his break. And presentation-wise, just what I saw was phenomenal. Like, they have a whole new presentation package for competitive mode. Like, yeah, there's a whole new button when you press play, and then it gives you a whole new option for ranked.
Yeah.
But when you press that and you get into a game, like, it's a whole different screen. There's the 2 teams listed with different like icons and graphics and stuff, and like the way they have the ranking and everything is really cool. And when you finish the game, how it works actually is really interesting because you don't win or lose by actually winning or losing like the escort,
There's a bug.
but you actually have to get points by getting checkpoints. Like
Wait,
every
wait.
time you get a checkpoint, you get a point. So let's say you get
Wait, on payload. You're
yeah
saying. Oh,
on
payload.
escort. Like
Oh,
if you
escort,
get
yeah.
3 checkpoints, you get 3 points. You don't have to go all the way. And if you can defend better than the other team, so they only get 2 checkpoints.
Yeah.
You win the match.
Is it the same
Ah.
checkpoints as the quick play? Like the same, like
Yeah,
those
the same maps.
Yeah, okay, same maps, same checkpoints. Like
I believe
that sort
so.
of thing. At least that from what you saw has not changed.
No, I think it's all the same stuff. I mean, I only played 4 games, so I don't know. But I mean, the presentation was just the first thing that really caught my eye, and it was really, really well done, and it was very nice, like very satisfying. Made me feel good. Everything about the game makes me feel good.
All right. So let me get it straight. So all the matches that you played were just payload ones?
Yes, I believe I can't remember all of them, but I think all of them ended up being payload.
Okay.
There's different ones. So I mean, there's payload, escort.
Yeah.
There's assault, which is like assaulting a point, like Hanamura, Anubis, etc. And there's the control point.
Yeah, I don't think we did a King of the Hill at all.
Control point's
Control
different.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
It's
That's
it's
what I
different
meant.
mode now.
Okay.
It's a best of 5 or something like that, and you basically have to get 3 points to win.
Okay.
So
And
you have
each
to, like,
victory gives you 1 point?
Yeah, I think that's how it works. I could be wrong about that. There's so much that they changed, dude.
Interesting.
There's like just different things that they've done with the modes. They have like a sudden death mode that's only going to be around this season, like this summer. And that's another thing they added, seasons. Like that's crazy. You get your points based on the season you're in, which is like corresponds to summer, winter, fall,
Interesting.
spring, etc.
Okay.
And you can basically try to rank up in that time, and you also get off-season competitive points too. I don't even know what that means either. Like
Oh, like during the time when they're changing seasons, they're gonna have some downtime.
Oh yeah, like a
They
week
said-
or 2 or something, right?
I think they're gonna have a good amount of time, maybe a month in between. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
From
dude.
what I understand, like,
prepare.
aren't the seasons just going to go by actual seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they're doing it with some leeway, like maybe
Okay.
you know, like
Yeah, no, of course.
yeah, some
Sure.
like weeks or month maybe or something
Yeah.
of a break. But that's really cool, man. Like that's intuitive. It's easy. Again, like what you're saying, it just makes you feel like happy, good. Like you don't really need to think
Yeah.
too hard, no stress.
And it seems like they didn't really change the formula of the game at all. Like,
No,
no, you can still.
like from what I was
Go 5
reading,
Torbjorns.
yeah, you could still do
I think
like
so.
a full bullshit team.
I went against 2 soldiers on the other team, which was really tough. but
Wait,
we
sorry, say
managed-
that again?
We went against 2 soldiers on the other
Ah.
team, so for sure you can pick multiple heroes on the same team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody
man.
did some crazy bullshit or anything. Like it was competitive.
I think in competitive, you're going to see a lot less bullshit
I think so.
than casual.
Because
I
people
hope
actually
so.
want to
Because people
win.
want to win.
Yeah.
Well,
You-
but that's the thing, bro. 5 Torbjorns can win and can win very well. We've seen it.
Can, but against an equally skilled team with a better comp,
Yeah, man,
you'll
like
get
it-
steamrolled.
If you're 6-stacking
True
and
that.
you're running like a 6 Torbjorn fucking bullshit team, they're also probably 6-stacking and they'll coordinate.
I hope they're.
If you win,
six-stacking.
it's
Like, there's
because
counters
you're
to that shit.
more. They're just not skilled enough to bypass the whole
Gotcha.
like
I suppose it is like a self-enforceable or policing system of
Yeah.
making sure people aren't like dicks. Like I totally understand like having 2 soldiers or 2 Mays or something. That makes sense. But going like something like gimmick, like 5 Torbjorns and like 1 Lucio.
do 2 Mays makes sense?
I
Is
mean,
that
no,
what
it
you just
doesn't.
said?
I misspoke.
2
actually.
Mays. Yeah, no man.
2 Mays makes sense.
Zero Mays
Zero
makes
sense.
the
Oh, wow.
most sense.
Yeah, I think the less Mays, the more sense.
I like May a lot.
The more
man.
Mays, the less
yeah,
sense.
of course. I
May
love
is straight disrupt, man. She's great.
I love
She's
when May's
great.
on
She's
my
great.
team
Yeah,
and
I
they're
hate her
played
on
well.
the other team.
Seeing her on the other enemy team is literally like watching like a puppy die. Like every time she spawns in and I just see
Yeah.
her like gunning me down with that dumb the
Frost.
icicles and the frost and
Yeah.
everything. And this girl can like
You know
do
what's a
her
nice counter to
icicles
her?
from like miles
What?
away, dude.
Junkrat.
He's okay.
Yeah, she gets close to fucking push her away, dude. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just throw your shift and push her away.
yeah. Farah is really good against her
Yeah. Yeah.
because of long range. The thing is, dude, if a May is really good at with her aim,
She can headshot you
Yeah.
from so
it's a
far
one-hit
away.
kill. As a Farah, when I'm flying midair, full HP, an icicle to the head is insta kill.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with at all.
Hmm.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
man, that thing does a
should
lot of
happen.
damage. Her right click,
Yeah.
it's sort of
Dude,
nuts.
So it's interesting because like when we're in some kind of games and we're frustrated, like maybe like there's some shit's not going our way or whatever, and then we see like maybe Hike is coming in and he wants to join, so we all just leave the game, right? Because it's not going our way and Hike wants to join
Sure.
and play. Can't do that in competitive, man.
Cool.
You get like nice and fat, like what is it, like a reprimand or like a warning or whatever, and you can't join
Well, to be
another
fair, that
game.
happens in casual also.
I've never experienced
Yeah.
it ever in casual.
One time I left 3 or 4 times back to back. Not back to back.
Why, dude?
Because like people were joining.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like normal reasons.
Yeah, and yeah, no normal reasons. And
Yeah.
then a thing came up and says like, if you leave again, like you will be punished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
Yeah.
had that actually.
Mhm.
But they're making it super severe for competitive.
It should be.
It's basically like if you're AFK for 30 seconds at all, like, and this is in any point of the screen, like it could even be when you're choosing your hero and shit.
Oh, wow.
If you're not registering some keyboard stroke or some mouse like movement or anything for 30 seconds, it warns you, and within that, after that 30 seconds, you have a 15-second window to just like move around or whatever to not be kicked. If you're kicked, then you literally cannot queue up for another game until the one you left is done.
Cool.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that does sound annoying, especially if it happens to you accidentally, but
Yeah.
like, it's a good system.
Yeah,
Just
it's
play-
happened to me
play a
accidentally
casual
lot,
match.
dude, in
Yeah.
casual. Yeah, you could just play a casual match. That's
Yeah.
true. I wonder if they would stop you from that too. That would be pretty nasty.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
that makes sense.
I don't think they are, but it would be
That would make no sense.
pretty
Yeah.
fucking lame, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, 10 placement matches to get into the ranked. So we did 4 of them. Back to the story. And so me and Sean played 4 matches. We won the first 3.
Okay.
And I was going Farah because I didn't feel comfortable playing anything else. Like Farah was the one where I felt like I can do very competitive, like as
Sure.
opposed to the other
Like
heroes.
your best hero.
Yeah. So I did really well. We won the first 3 games. Sean wanted to test our luck, he said. So we played a 4th one. We ended up losing that one completely dominated. I ended up playing Torbjorn on defense. After the match,
Oh no.
Sean's like, I just don't understand. Why would you play Torbjorn? I'm like, what do you mean? Did I play Torbjorn all the time? And he's like, he's just not one of your strongest heroes or whatever. And I'm like, man, you're just upset we lost the 4th one. Like, we're not going to win all 10 of them, you know? It's going to be 50% win rate. So we're going to win 5, lose 5 about, give or take 1 game. So we'll see what happens when we place. Me and Sean said, like, me and him to place together he wants to. So we're only going to play our placement matches together, which is there's only 6 more left.
He's making you carry him, dude.
Yeah, he wants me to carry him. But I mean,
Wait,
that's
so then. But
he-
let's say tonight when we want to play, so we're not going to play ranked.
no, we
Or
are.
we're just going to wait for you guys to finish your placement and then play our.
No,
placement?
we're all going to play ranked. But me and Sean are going to be playing the same amount of ranks together. So when we get placed, we're getting placed
Oh,
the
I see.
same. The same.
But that still doesn't make any sense if you
Why?
think about it, because let's say you add me, and Hike.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you're both on mine and Sean's team.
Yeah, but like we're influencing your guys'
Yeah, but
thing
equally.
completely. Yeah, I guess if we're all there.
So no matter how me and Sean get placed, we're getting placed equally according to each other.
I see what you mean.
Because the thing behind it is,
As in, you guys don't queue alone.
yeah, we don't
too.
solo queue for the
got-
placement
that
match
makes sense.
for the placement matches only. The
Sure.
point of this is, Sean mentioned he's curious, and I'm curious too, to see how they place you differently based on how well you did in the games
Sure.
versus just winning or losing
Yeah,
them.
sure.
I hope it's not just a win-or-loss thing, man. That's
No, dude, I'm sure
No,
there's
no.
so much more.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more
I'm
stats that go
sure,
into
but
it.
they
You
haven't
never
really
know.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't really said. That's what they said with. If you guys remember, that's what they said with Dota. Every time you got things like your placement, if you were rated on a hero, like remember how they had the hero ratings, like how you perform and stuff like that, and it specifically said shit like not based only on your wins and losses, and they were like pushing that whole
Yeah,
thing.
no,
And
fuck
then they
that.
got rid of all of that.
Yeah.
They got rid of any sign of ever having said that.
Yeah.
And now it just says this is based on your wins and losses.
Yeah.
Because there's not a fucking grand system. It can be easily exploited. Like if you're playing a healer for your 10 placement matches, how is that going to look compared to someone who's playing Pharah or Soldier for their 10 placement?
Because they have to value the different stats, like the stat of healing, like how much healing done you have on others, not self-healing,
Yeah.
for example, will carry a value. That value might be greater for that stat than, say, like the number of eliminations you got, right? But because when I get eliminations, I also get solo kills and final blows or whatever. I get a multitude of other stats. Even though my eliminations has lower value, all the values add up to compete against your healing done.
I see.
Yeah.
As a damage dealer.
And I actually have a decent amount of faith in that, specifically because like the play of the game system is always looking for these bits and pieces. Also, the gold medals that you're competing with your own team against offers this kind of data and statistic up. All these little things Blizzard has put in place is simply giving me faith in the fact that it's not going to be simple wins and losses.
I don't think
so.
so.
I'm hoping that it's not.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be wins and losses. Blizzard has been good with statistics. Like when I think of Blizzard, they're very good with statistics. They love to gather statistics and actually use them and implement things in their games based on the statistics. So I'm sure they're going to like do well with this.
Yeah, and they like to
man.
communicate too.
Yeah.
Jeff Kaplan, dude, the
Yeah.
hero that we all deserve.
I
we
swear
don't
to
deserve
God, man,
maybe,
like,
but we need.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it feels nice, man. Like
Yeah.
getting all this, like straight up, like he's talking to all the fans, like saying, like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're
nice.
so open to things. Like everyone, their biggest backlash so far with the competitive mode has been the sudden death system.
Yeah, and
Because
they changed it or are going to.
That's the thing. They're lit on the site. It says that they only have the sudden death system as it is now for summer. That's it.
Yeah.
So they obviously know there's a problem with it, but they can't change it right away, and
Yeah.
they don't want to do away with it. So they're leaving it there for one season. People will just have to suck it up,
Yeah.
and they were very transparent about that fact. And then they just move on. They just
Yeah.
like change it up as much as they can. That's the way to run a fucking
Dude.
game business, man. That is the way. Period.
I think, it's a very stable way of doing it. The thing about sudden death, we actually got into sudden death in one of the games.
Okay.
And the sudden death, the way it worked out, the RNG, I don't know if it's pure RNG or how it decided, but it gave one team attack and one team
It's
defense.
random. It says it even in the description. It says teams are randomly assigned attack and defense.
So that's the problem, because
Yep.
what ends up happening is defense has an edge.
Sure.
When you're on defense, you just have an edge. So we were on defense, and then we won, and then we lost the other one, so it was tie, and we went to sudden death, and RNG just gave us defense again. And that's the only reason we ended up winning that match. If we were on attack, we were going to end up losing. So I can totally see why people would have a problem with it, you know?
I thought sudden death, like it always put you on the King of the Hill ones,
No.
or maybe I think that's how it used to be.
I don't know, man.
But right
No
but
clue.
right now, I experienced one game today where we were escort, push the cart, whatever, right? And we did defense, we did attack, we won one, we lost one,
Sure.
put a sudden death. RNG gave us defense again. We won that one. So we were totally supposed to lose. Like the other team was just better than us.
Yeah.
It just by some miracle we tied, and then we won the sudden death just because we had an edge over
And then
them.
the sudden death, like the time limit is very low, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's like 1 minute 45.
I think so. I didn't really pay attention, but it's
Like, that's
it
nothing.
Felt like it's
Oh,
lower.
what the hell?
Yeah, it's
That's
very
easily
short.
in defense's favor. Defense can just.
Well, you
set
don't
up-
have to do the same anymore. Like you don't have to go all the way.
Oh, right,
That's the
right,
thing.
right,
You just
yeah.
have to accumulate enough points, like get one checkpoint or something, and you're fine. You know. But
That's
yeah,
fine. I think that they're just going to keep working on it and keep making it better. And actually, it's funny because if you guys remember like a couple episodes ago or whenever we were talking about like Overwatch when it released and whatnot, I said like one of the biggest things that are going to make this game big or not is how good like spectating is, how intuitive that is for casters, for viewers, for people at
Jeff
home.
Kaplan
people on
mentioned
Twitch.
something on
And
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He mentioned specifically,
yeah.
how you view the game. They want to work on that.
Yeah.
They've gotten great feedback from streamers and stuff
Cool.
like that and important people in the community to say, you could do this better. better, or this is not really working. And that's such a fucking huge
Yeah.
deal, dude.
I remember I was listening to one of the monologues he was giving, and there was a whole bit where he was saying how in the future, not now, he was telling everybody, like letting everybody know, not now, we're not working on that now, but we have in mind in the future to put out like a nice spectator like mode, like,
Nice.
to spectate replays and stuff. Like they're gonna do a lot
Of
more.
course,
for
man.
sure.
Like they should.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
man,
It's
it's
a must.
looking good. I haven't taken a bite into competitive yet, but I really can't wait to do so.
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it tonight. Yeah.
Tonight,
I'm
boys,
just gonna play. Yeah.
after we record this podcast, we're
We're-
gonna
Yep.
hit up some competitive
We're
Overwatch.
competitive, boys.
You know what's gonna end up happening? How Sudden Death is only for this season, and every season they might have little tweaks and different things that they change. People are gonna end up saying like, "Oh, the season of this year, this season was not a good season." So literally, like your ranking that is invalidated just because it wasn't as competitive of a season. It had like too many bugs. Oh, that was the season with that wacky Sudden Death.
You
stuff.
could say
So
that
it
for
doesn't.
every competitive game, though. It's like, oh, like Dota, the patch 6.7
yeah,
was a
that
piece of
patch
shit.
was all sniper. Haha.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
whatever,
the,
like,
that's
you
the
can
thing.
say
Like,
that's
if-
everything.
I mean, if you got really technical, yeah. But the thing is, you don't have to get that technical. Like, you don't have to know the patch notes. All you have to know is that Sudden Death sucks, like, or whatever this part of the competitive sucks, and so you just feel disconnected to it. Like the community just feels like the rank for this season is irrelevant because it just doesn't work well. So
Sure.
because Sudden Death sucks this season, whatever rank you have in this season,
It would be
is not as
interesting
good.
that if they change out Sudden Death every season.
Like
do you
a
mean?
tavern brawl, but like a sudden death brawl.
Yeah,
or
like,
Like, what
the
do you
Sudden
mean?
Death, like, for example, this first season, Sudden Death is like that 1 minute 45 second capture the first
Okay.
point. But next time it'll only be King of the Hill.
Oh, okay.
Or next time it'll be only some certain thing. Like,
Sure.
it'll be, I don't know. It'll be
It'd
fun.
be kind of interesting. I think if that was the case, though, there would be a definite backlash, dude.
Yeah.
No one fucking the biggest criticism against Overwatch is just like those little bits of like randomness or weird things that happen, like that you can't explain
Mm.
or whatever. Like people just don't like things like that in their games. That's all. As
Especially
well,
in
one
a
of the-
competitive game.
Yeah, dude, that's one of the big things.
wanna have
against
some
Hearthstone as
sameness.
well.
Competitive game, competitive mode within the game, because the game itself is already a competitive
Yeah.
6v6. Even
Yeah.
the casual mode is competitive, but ranked, it's all about skill. It should be skill. There should be very little RNG.
Yeah, no RNG.
Yeah.
Well, unless you go like 10 Torbjorns.
You know, some RNG would be okay.
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
Very little. The less RNG, the better. Like the map RNG is enough. The defense attack RNG is already huge.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's just not my.
They should have an entirely RNG hero. All he does is walk around, like, roll fucking dice.
Oh my god.
Gambit
And if he
from
hits a
Dota.
D20,
That just gave me an insane idea for a character.
all right.
Have you watched Hunter x Hunter? You hate anime.
I don't know.
You hate anime, so you're not gonna
Yeah,
watch
not
this.
the biggest fan of this anime.
Okay, so you
Anime.
anima. So you know Hunter x Hunter, John.
Yeah.
You know that character, who's Gon's friend, in the end, in the Ant,
Yeah.
saga, the one that like has this thing that
Yeah.
turns a different weapon, like.
Yeah.
So like all the characters have different powers,
Okay.
and this guy's power is he has this object that he spins like this RNG thing on it, and it shows up a number, and depending on what number it falls on,
Shit
it
happens.
turns into a different weapon that
Or-
does like a different thing. So that would be a cool character that like you hit his like shift ability or something, or his Q ultimate,
And his kit changes.
and like
That's
his like thing
cool,
changes,
dude. And
like,
it's, like, obviously
RNG though, like
obviously
out of a range.
preset
Oh,
amount,
man.
like
Yeah, like out of
3
a
or
range.
4 or something.
yeah.
Yeah, like whatever. He had like
Dude,
9
that's
of them.
fun.
But,
Sure.
yeah.
I'm
And his
down.
ultimate is like maybe he can use all of them and like I don't know,
Yes.
something cool, dude.
Something cool, yeah, like that. That would be fun, I think.
All right.
It would be RNG in the sense that maybe some are more useful for certain situations than others,
Yeah.
but it would be good. I think.
Especially because
Man.
you could keep pressing shift on whatever cooldown it is, and if you don't like what weapon you got from the situation,
you can
through the
switch it
RNG, you
out,
could
or
switch
maybe
out,
keep
like-
it,
Yeah.
and then the E changes to complement whatever you got. Like it's the actual ability
Sure.
of the weapon, and then your left click and right. Like maybe some have right click alternate fire, maybe some don't.
Yeah.
All
That'd
right.
be fun.
All right,
Blizzard,
Blizzard,
pay
make it
attention.
make it
Yes.
happen, Blizzard.
How about we do a little bit of speculation?
Okay.
Do it, bro.
Next hero that's getting added.
Umbra,
So we know a
Umbra?
name. Yeah, it's Sombra.
Sombra.
La Sombra.
I am thinking, I'm speculating that it is a builder / sniper.
I think I've heard that it's a sniper support, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
go with like some. I don't
There's
know how
been
that
rumors.
works. Yeah, there's.
I mean, the rumor is she's a
It would
sniper
be
healer.
Cool.
I don't know how that works though.
Okay. It would be cool. There's no stealth in this game yet.
Oh
there's none.
yeah.
There
Well,
has to be stealth.
Yeah,
there needs to
isn't
be
any
stealth. Maybe a stealth hero, or maybe someone who gives stealth.
That would be so weird.
Like
man.
invisibility or like a cloak or like some kind of chameleon.
or
like,
maybe like a circle on the ground, like AoE on the ground, and friendlies in it. You can't see them.
that's pretty fucking whack, dude.
That gives me other ideas too. There's
Like nice little ambush spots.
like, is there a hero that does poison, like damage over time?
Yes.
There is Widow.
Widow.
Puts her little mind.
Oh, the thing that's the only thing. in
that
the
shit
game?
fucks me up, dude.
That is the only thing.
Yeah, as a dot. Yeah.
It'd be cool if there was like some AoE like thing where you just like shoot something and like explodes in an area and like poisons everybody slowly,
like a Venomancer ult.
or like an acid
Napalm,
cloud.
dude.
Yeah, napalm or like an acid cloud. Something.
They probably are
Burns.
sitting there at Blizzard, you know, and like
Thinking
just
of all
thinking
these
the same shit like that we're thinking. Like,
Yep.
oh, dude, it would be so cool. if, like, I can't wait for Sombra.
Get lost, nerdo.
Jeff Kaplan comes in. He's like, guys, we need to communicate to our players. Get lost, Jeff. You fucking nerd.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man.
No, I think if they keep adding heroes, they keep adding maps, and they keep the content fresh, that's the biggest thing. Because even now, like I'm playing it, I love Overwatch. I mean, I play it every night with you guys.
Yeah.
But even then, like I find myself taking a lot more breaks than I would from other games that I've been competitive in or multiplayer in, simply because they're like once you've seen a bit of it, you don't really see much else, and you're just basically perfecting yourself, right? That's what you're doing. But like at the same time, like when I see a control point map, for instance, to me in my mind, automatically I just go, okay, we just have to mob the point. Whoever mobs the point better than the other team is gonna win. I already have predicted the outcome based on how people are playing. And yeah, there's some surprises and shit like that. But even adding one hero or one new map or anything, like one thing, already changes the game so much because there's quote unquote very little in it. You know what I mean? So you're dealing with very little, and when you add even one thing, it just explodes. So this competitive mode is just gonna it's just gonna explode.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be playing
for sure.
constantly.
Like even though there are no balance changes for the heroes, like there is going to be a meta change.
Oh,
Yeah.
big meta
Like
change, dude.
I'm very curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm sure
yeah.
there's gonna be new comps in rank that are gonna work really well that
Yeah,
you don't
sure.
see in casual. Already today,
Depending on the map too.
yeah,
Yep.
Already today, me and Sean were playing, and the types of comps we would end up with are not comps we end up in casual. And that's to say we end up with very good comps, like heavy teams, like heavy hitter teams where you're like, man, this is a good team. I wish I had end up with a team like this in casual, you know? But in casual, you tend to go all like the easy
Yeah, you
to
just
kill,
wanna
like
have
fast
fun.
heroes. Yeah, you just want to have fun. Blow shit up. Junkrat style. you know?
Yeah,
Dude, if Junkrat's not in the meta, it ain't a meta, dude.
he's becoming one of my favorite heroes.
He's a
if
great
not
hero.
my favorite hero.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
one of my top.
He's
Reinhardt has
fantastic.
become one of my favorite heroes.
Yeah.
I love playing Reinhardt like so much. When I get kills on Reinhardt, I just feel like fucking God, dude. Like just smacking people with my hammer, dude.
Dude, how much damage does one swing of the hammer do? Do you know?
Not that much, dude. Like,
But is it like 50? Is it?
No, a lot more than that.
70,
100?
100? Yeah, 70.
I would guess around like 100.
Wow.
I know his shift, his charge does 300.
Oh, his like fire attack. Or
No,
whatever?
his fire attack does 100.
Yeah, when it's hit straight on.
His pin
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
300.
His pin does 300.
Yeah, that pin is nasty,
Yeah.
dude. His pin like can one shot most heroes if you just pin
Yeah.
them.
Well, yeah, most heroes are 250
Yeah.
or 200
Yeah,
HP.
it's like
so.
200 range. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Speaking
dude.
of taking breaks, dude, I was actually taking a break from Overwatch for a while, and I was playing a whole bunch of Path of Exile.
Path
Oh man,
of
I played
Exile.
Path of Exile when it originally came out, like
Yeah.
years ago.
I played beta, I played launch, and
Yeah.
I played like maybe a year after launch just for a bit, and then I never played it again.
Yeah, I didn't play any of that back then, but I just started now, and I played like nonstop for a few days, taking a break from Overwatch.
That game is okay.
It
Really
is-
good game.
Yeah.
It's really fun, man. It's competitive to Diablo 3 in my mind. Personally, just my own taste.
Yeah.
I have.
It's very different from Diablo 3.
It is very different.
You know what a lot of people say? They say Path of Exile is the Diablo 3 that should have been. That's what a lot of people say. They say it's like
I think that's unfair. Diablo 3 is a great game in its own
I think
right.
it's great, but imagine how it was in the beginning compared to Diablo 2.
Yeah.
So different,
Dude,
right?
Yeah.
honestly, Path of Exile is like the spiritual successor to Diablo 2.
That's what I think.
That's
yeah.
what it looks like. Visually, aesthetically, that's what it looks like. But the thing is, Diablo 2 style no longer goes hand in hand with like Blizzard style nowadays. Like the modern Blizzard polish is just becoming a little different than like the grim dark look that not Dark Souls.
Diablo.
The grim dark look,
Grim
Dark
Dawn.
Souls. Yeah, but Diablo 2. I mean, dude, Diablo 3 is more cartoony and stuff, and it's like very explosive and visual. It's all about like nice effects on the screen. That's not really what Path of Exile is, you know? It's not so much about the effects.
Yeah.
The effect style is
actually-
very like dreary and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sad.
Actually,
Yeah.
one of the biggest things that turned me off from Path of Exile, at least when I played it, again, I said I played it beta launch and a year after launch. One of the main things that just turned me off that they haven't changed up until the point that I played was just the art style. Everything is so muddied, dude.
Yep.
Everything, like your character and the environment and everything just looks like it bleeds into one. I don't really feel any impact. I don't feel good while I play it that much, even though I really do like the game. I think the skill tree, like the talent tree, is so fucking cool. It's like
It's very
it's not
cool.
a tree, it's a web. It's like a
Yeah.
giant web, dude, a stratosphere of shit you can
Yeah.
choose. But like just the aesthetic of the game just turned me off so much
Mm.
from really getting a grip of it, you know? And we mentioned this even with Overwatch, like it has that style that makes you feel good and stuff like that. I don't feel that from Path of Exile, but its gameplay speaks volumes for it
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
spite of that,
Yeah.
right? So that's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just remember
relax.
being really impressed by that gem system. So you
Oh,
could
yeah.
like put gems into your weapons, and depending on which ones you do, and depending on the order you put them in,
Yeah.
will give you different powers and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's so cool.
It's fucking
There's
you-
support gems. Like
Yeah.
I pretty much got a hang of it now, so I know like all the ups and downs. I actually, anytime I wasn't playing, I spent time watching videos of Kriparian.
Oh,
Back
he
in the-
plays that?
Dude,
He used to, not
Crip's
now.
so fun, man, to watch.
Yeah, he's really fun to watch. He's a very informative guy. I mean, he's just
Oh.
a serious dude, you know. And yeah, so I used to watch. I watched Crip's videos of when he used to play Path of Exile. He has like a whole thing
Cool.
about it. But yeah,
No, man,
pretty cool-
I remember
good
I
game.
played a Berserker or Barbarian or something.
Yeah.
They're like equivalent of that. And like just a very cool game, man. And I got to a bit of the end game where like you have to find like maps or gems or whatever
Yeah.
to create new zones
Maps.
that you
Yeah.
can like farm
Exactly.
basically. I did a bit of that, just the basic bit of that. And it was fun, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, not really my style right now, and
Yeah.
just moved on.
it's
I
just a
guess.
whole bunch of like monster slaying, like horde slaying. Like that's all it is. Like
Yeah,
you just go in there.
It's a Diablo game.
You slay horde, yeah. It's not that big of a learning curve, honestly. Like at first, it seems confusing with how do I work the gems? Like which gem do I use? You know, how do
Just
I do
fucking
any of
click
that?
things and they die, and then you'll just figure it out. It's
Yeah, you
fine.
figure it out, man.
It's
Once-
a lot of experimentation. It feels
Yeah.
like more than
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, dude.
The talent, the skill tree, the big web of the skill trees is just the game of its own. Like I just go on their website, I go on the skill tree they have on their website, and I just make different builds. Like for an hour, I could just sit there doing that. You know, it's really fun.
For
Yeah.
sure, man.
So yeah,
Sounds good.
I would do Path of Exile nonstop until Sean got sick of seeing me play Path of Exile, and he ended up getting me the Long Dark.
Oh man, we have a lot to talk about there, huh?
We do.
Right after the break.
Bum bum bum.
All right, boys, we're back.
Whoa.
Hello,
The
Where
break
are
is
we?
over.
and the Long Dark has begun.
Yes.
Done.
Dude.
Oh man.
This game is called The Long Dark, John. I know you don't know anything about it. Me and him have been playing it a little bit these last couple of days. I've been playing a lot of it. I pretty much pulled an all-nighter playing this game.
Oh nice.
So
So you were playing the Long Dark in the Long
in the
Dark.
Long Dark,
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
man.
Indeed, man. That's when you should play it. And I'm so glad Sean got me this game. And I've totally forgot about Path of Exile now that I've been playing The Long Dark. Yeah. This game hit me out of nowhere. It's a gem. And it's early access.
It's very early access.
Yeah,
Like
alpha.
I feel like I feel like there's not a lot in the game, but what is there is a very good framework for what's about to come. Like I really hope they continue to add stuff to this because there's a lot of potential here. Basically it's a survival game.
Okay.
It's a survival game that is very focused on survival and very little on combat.
Yeah. Way more so than other
Yeah.
survival games.
It's
Like,
I-
slow.
Okay, already I can tell you. I mean, you guys know I'm not big on number one early access, number two survival genre.
Yeah.
However, just the fact that it's more about survival than it is about combat already turns me on to it.
yeah.
Like that's way more important
Yeah.
to me than like
The one thing that really popped out at me when I first loaded it up is how slow the game is. Like, there's a shift to sprint, but as you sprint, your stamina meter fucking drops so quickly.
does
And
it
then it
regen
takes-
or
Oh,
very
dude.
slowly.
Oh, dude, it's not even about that. It's not even about. It's not even a stamina meter. It's a fatigue meter.
Yeah.
You have actual fatigue. Okay, and all your stats are connected. So if you sprint and your fatigue is dropping, it affects other things. So it increases the rate of how fast you lose calories and how hungry you get, how quickly. It makes you tired quicker, which leads you to being exhausted, which means you got to sleep, which throws off your sleep schedule because you only have a certain amount of daylight hours. And at night, it becomes way colder. You're in Canada. So the whole story of the game is...
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so you're telling me all this shit.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about this game. It's called The Long Dark, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you're making it seem like, yeah, you got to survive and it's cold and there's like long nights and short amount of hour days and stuff like that.
You're
like,
in Canada.
And then
Plus Canada.
Plus you're in Canada.
You're in Canada. Dude,
all right, dude.
listen,
cool, dude.
Listen, dude.
Am I in Alberta? Am I in Montreal? Am I in Quebec?
Your plane crashed in the wilderness, northern Canadian wilderness, where it's just snow, cold
For
as
sure.
fuck. Okay, and you just spawn on a map, and you can pick from different maps. So honestly, I was gonna disagree a little bit with what you said. Not the fact that the framework is really good. I agree that the framework is laid out for greater things for this game, but I think what they already have in the game is so much. Like, to me, it does not feel like...
I don't think so at all.
Dude, I feel like this game is
There
done.
are 2 weapons. There's a bow and a gun.
Yeah, man.
There is maybe 3 types of food, which
No?
is
What?
cans of food,
Oh, yeah.
candy bars.
But there's a lot of them, man. There's beef
Yeah.
jerky. There's
Yeah,
fish,
but that's...
there's rabbit
Yeah,
meat.
but think about it,
there's
bro.
wolf meat.
It's Canada. Like, can you really get much more creative?
You have a good point.
Yeah, it's Canada. You have to stay realistic.
Dude, what they have is good, but I feel like what they have is enough for me to be playing it nonstop right now. Like other alpha games I'm thinking
There's
of.
only one hostile creature,
No.
The wolf.
a wolf.
No, there's bears.
There are bears?
Yeah, man, I encountered a
Okay,
bear.
I haven't seen a bear yet.
Okay.
Wolves, bears. Are there fucking moose? Meese?
No.
Well, they're like elk.
There's deer.
Elk, deer. Okay,
Yeah,
fair
that
enough.
you hunt and stuff.
Not
There's
hostile,
rabbits.
obviously,
No, not
yeah.
hostile.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, the amount of maps they have. I've just been playing on the first map, the beginner map, Mystery Lake, and all the other maps, like, I haven't even begun to start exploring them. I feel like they have...
It's not fair to call them different maps because all of these different zones are connected.
Sure.
So you could go from one zone to another. It hits you with like a loading screen and then you're in the other zone.
Right. They're
Do
all
they increase in
connected.
difficult? Like, what's going... I mean,
It's sort of because like, so
Yeah.
you could choose your starting zone and it says whether it's easy, medium, hard. And it's, I guess it like meters that depending on like how many buildings and
Exactly.
stuff that you could loot.
It has to do with, like, how much wilderness there is to deal
Yeah.
with versus how much, like, civilization there is to,
Gotcha.
like, resources management and stuff. So you have stats, right? You have stats more than stats on the surface. Like, it's not just your hunger, your thirst, and your stamina stats. It's also, like, stats of cooking and fire making and stuff. Like, the more fires you make, the more you cook, you level up in your
That's-
fire making and cooking. and
Okay,
stuff.
so let me actually bring this up because it's every. So again, I know nothing about this game other than what you guys are telling me.
Yeah.
However, this sounds remarkably similar to Morrowind, dude. In Morrowind, you have your fatigue meter. When your fatigue meter is low,
Yeah.
all your spells will likely fail. All
Yeah.
your attacks will miss. You do everything at a worse pace.
Yeah.
As you do things in Morrowind, you level them up. Same way
Yeah.
that you were just saying, the more fires you make, etc.
Yeah.
This sounds remarkably similar and very
Sure.
cool.
As your fatigue is going down, if it's going down, if you're sprinting, right, it doesn't need to. You still there's a rate. Okay, there's a given rate at which your stats are dropping per given time in-game time.
Sure.
Right. When you do certain actions in the game, like let's say I'm
Speeds it up.
outside, yeah, and I want to break down like a branch for some twigs and shit, right? That takes time, and so there's a bar that starts filling up like as I'm doing this activity, and it shows my stats going down equivalently faster according to how much time I've used up for this task, right? So if I start a task and I allot too many hours to that task that I don't have enough stats for, you see all your stats drop into red during
Yeah.
this task.
What do you mean a lot 20 hours for?
So there's certain things I can do, like research a book that it says like it'll take 5 hours to research the whole book. And when you do that, you'll get like 10 skill points into cooking, for example. I can maybe study the book for just 1 hour right now because that's all I can afford. I can only afford
Does
to
the
study
game
for 1
like
hour.
speed up or
Yeah.
like it just
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
that's what
So
I mean. Yeah.
I say like do this, like I press click or whatever. Okay, I want to do this for 1 hour. Then there's a little bar that just fills up within seconds, and it just quickly passes an hour in game time.
Dude, that's fucking chill.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that in
And
other
then
survival
there
games
are-
or anything.
There's like stuff that you can craft that says like, oh, it'll take you 20 hours. Obviously, you're not going to spend 20 hours straight crafting this
Right.
thing. You could spend like 2 hours here,
Yeah.
go do your thing,
Yeah.
come back, spend another 2 hours here. It's really fucking cool.
That is awesome.
It's super
I've never
in-depth.
seen something
yeah,
like that.
it's
Like,
really freaking cool.
I was also going to say about the stats. When you're exhausted, you cannot do certain things.
Yeah.
Like, you just
Makes
cannot do
sense.
when you're tired. You can't do certain things. As you're getting more and more tired, the amount you can carry,
Yeah.
your weight decreases.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So
isn't that,
That is fucking intense.
Your existing pack, your existing luggage is just feeling heavier to you.
So you can make bases and stuff, obviously, right? Or some not bases
Sort of.
in a rust sense, but I mean places like little, where you could put
there's
your
existing
shit
huts.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like
okay.
containers. You can store stuff. You can just drop stuff on
That's
the ground.
what I mean. Yeah. So like you don't have to be weighed down all the time. You can
No,
go
yeah.
put shit in your little.
But it's so hard
safe
to
spot.
manage, man,
Yeah.
because you carry a hatchet on you. Hatchet is pretty heavy. Let's say you have a rifle too. That's super heavy. Let's say you have a storm lantern on you for light. That's pretty heavy. You have a little bit of food. You have like a keg of water. That's the more it's filled with
Yeah.
water, the heavier it is. And then, random shit fucking happens. You're a little tired now. It's a little too cold. You find a little too many good loots in this one building. You loot a little too much. Suddenly you're overweight. You can't sprint anymore. You're tired. Oh, look, there's a wolf around the corner. You know what I
Very
mean?
nice, man. We went straight from like the nice 0 to 60, huh? Just like that.
That's what's happened to
that
me, man.
that literally what happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
fuck.
it goes from like it's like, oh, okay, all right, this is great, man. Wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, like
to,
I'll survive a good 20
oh
days.
shit, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Oh shit, I'm fucked.
Is
Like,
one wolf like an
Oh,
extreme
yeah.
circumstance?
just like in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can survive the attack.
Fucking Canada, dude.
Essentially, what happens is if a wolf encounters you, there's multiple things you can do. One, you can have like a flare. Let's say you
Yeah.
have a flare, you can bust a flare out, wave it around, and there's a chance the wolf will just run away. Just a
Yeah,
chance.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it can still attack you. It
Yeah.
depends on whether the wolf is in a pack or if it's a solo wolf. If there's multiple wolves,
Yeah.
they attack you, right? When a wolf attacks you, like they lunge on you, and you have to spam like your left click to fight it off. Like it's one of those bars that just like drops, and you have to
yeah.
The more tired you are,
The
the
harder
harder
that
it
is.
The harder it is.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
But even
That's cool, man.
even fighting off the wolf doesn't instantly kill it or anything. It can. Let's say you have a hunting knife. It actually shows your hunting knife like
Yeah.
in the struggle, and you can cut the wolf, and he starts bleeding and runs away, but leaves a trail of blood. So you can follow him to his dead corpse eventually, so you can harvest him.
That's cool, man.
It's amazing. But during the encounter, you also get a bunch of wounds, lacerations, possible risk of
that you have to
infection.
fucking deal with.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you have to like use your first aid kits, whatever like bandaging you have. You can craft certain like bandages
So-
that heal infection as well.
So is there for this game right now? Is there like a setting or not a setting? Sorry. Is there like is it winter time? Is it all snow? Is
Yeah.
it like how? What are we looking at visually with this game? Or what do you guys think about the visuals? I haven't seen a
It's-
single screenshot. Haven't seen a single. I don't know anything. So
it's very
explain.
stylish.
okay.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
It's very atmospheric,
Is
but
it-
it's not
Oh, yeah.
picturesque. Like it's not.
Like, is it realistic looking? Is
No.
it more like cartoony? Is it like what are we
It's
dealing
an in
with?
between, man.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
you
more in
can't really
between.
tell. If you go up to a tree, okay, yeah, the tree looks like it's a video game tree, you know?
Yeah, of
but
course.
from a distance, like the snow, it's really easy
It's
to
like
make it look nice. you know?
Skyrim meets Wind Waker.
So is there any
Like
cell
it's in
shading?
between a little bit.
There's a little bit of cell shading.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks very nice, man.
I don't doubt it. I
Especially
just,
like when you have like a nice vista and you're just looking out into the
Oh,
horizon,
for
like
sure.
it just looks so pretty.
So
you
it's
can
all
hear the
snow.
wind.
Yeah.
everything is
Yeah.
snowed-
Pretty much. It's like
snowed down.
hills, forest,
So-
frozen lakes.
There's like,
oh, cool.
have you read the newspapers and stuff?
No, man.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it gives like
shit.
little tidbits of story. It is the near future,
Oh.
and it's sort of the post-apocalypse.
It's 2093.
Yeah. 2000 what?
93.
Okay.
I think because on one of the survival guide books or whatever that you find, on the bottom it says like what year it's published or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like
So it's like
2093.
apparently you were in a plane, there was a geomagnetic storm, and you crashed.
Yeah, in Canada.
And there are corpses of people. Like it's
Eh?
it's like a
Yeah.
city. There's like
Yeah.
towns and everything,
There's
but there are
frozen
corpses
people.
of people
Yeah.
everywhere.
Just frozen.
Yeah.
That's
like,
some pretty fucked up shit.
yeah,
dude.
there's like cars just like strewn all
Yeah.
over the streets and stuff.
with like ice and shit on them.
Yeah.
And oh,
I
wow.
actually haven't played any of the other starting zones. So, like Emmy said, it gives you an option in the beginning to choose which zone you want to start in. But all
Yeah.
these zones are connected in this one giant map, right? So it recommends you the beginning Mystery Lake zone, which is the easier one in the sense that it has very nice
There's like a lot of cabins
shacks,
and-
yeah.
yeah.
And you tend to spawn inside one of them. You spawn randomly at a couple of points on the map, but it's really easy to get your bearings, and like if you played it a few times, you know which way to
So
go.
there's no like I can't like press M and open up a map.
No.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool.
No, you got to figure out like where's what, and there could be a heavy fog, Emmy would tell me about times where he would enter a building or he'd be like mid-adventure somewhere, like exploring something, and he'd come out and a heavy fog had set in.
Yeah.
And he has like no way of knowing where to go.
So like
or-
what, like
You
a
lose
cave or something? Like you go in a cave and then you come
There
out
are
and-
caves, but like there's also huts and
Oh,
different
sure.
like cabins and shit. So
Yeah.
you go inside to loot, you come out, and there is snow everywhere. A wind has picked up, so all your trails that you've left in your snow are gone.
That's cool, dude.
And then you literally have like 10 feet of vision around you, and that's it.
You can't see shit. You're walking all slow. It's so atmospheric. The fucking blizzard is hitting you. There's wind chill. There's certain clothing that protects more against wind chill and like.
So let me ask something then. Very important. How's the sound quality? How's
Incredible.
so like I'm
It's like-
fucked in the fog. I can't see anything, but can I listen and try to see like what's going on? That's it, huh?
Yeah. No,
Like-
like the sound design of the game is actually really good. Like I have a
Yeah.
very decent pair of headphones I play games with, and fuck, man.
It's very.
Like it really
immersive,
puts
dude.
you in the zone.
Very cool, man.
I've
And
had
you
to
can hear
turn-
like wolves howling and
Yeah.
shit.
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. I fucking had to turn off my AC behind me in my room while I was actually hot because the game made me feel cold. Like I was just feeling cold, but then I started sweating when I turned my AC off, and I
That's
was like,
so
okay,
funny.
never mind.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Canada, man. That's just good. This it's
Fucking
just-
Canada, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
really, fucking Canada. Like you're just struck in that. Like who came up with that? Like when they were fielding this idea to like like their friends and shit. Like I wonder where you should get stuck for our next fucking
Yeah.
another entry into the survival genre. Like Canada now, But a lot of the shit you guys are saying seems so unique to this game
It is.
only that I have never heard about. I mean, I've seen Areg. You played Rust. We talked about Rust a ton. DayZ, shit like that. Like Minecraft is not survival, but it's like sandboxy. So a lot of these games have systems and all that, but this actually seems like we're going out of our way to talk about this one more than like
Yeah.
so it just seems like there's something very unique about
It is.
The Long Dark as opposed to
There
other
is.
games.
Because it just feels more real. Like there are no zombies. There's no like great fucking like weird fantastical shit that's
Yeah.
going on. It's you in the wilderness.
Yeah, it's
Like,
as
that's it.
realistic as it gets, dude. Lighting a fire takes some time,
And
Like,
it might not work.
and there's a chance
if
it
it's
just
windy, the
fails.
fire might not catch.
Makes
and you
sense.
lose your fucking matches and you lose your Tinder.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
sucks,
bad shit,
man.
man.
And you start over. It's like hardcore mode, dude. Honestly, at times we end up calling games cozy. This
is the
game,
opposite.
that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. This game, it takes that feeling of cozy, whatever it is at this point, and evolves it to like a whole different thing. It's like a cozy struggle. It's like you're constantly worried about certain things that you need to do, but at the same time, you can just chill in your little cabin for 5 seconds and feel very cozy, like in this blizzard that's happening outside. But you gotta,
Yeah.
still survive.
But that's funny, man, because that's the way it would be in real life, right? Like if you were in a
Exactly.
situation like that, I mean, I've never been in something like that, but if you were, you would have those moments of struggle, survival, and everything where, dude, life is just like stressing down upon you, like
Yeah.
coming down upon you like fucking wrath, like you're just being wrathed upon. And then you get into your cabin, and for 1 second, you delude yourself to believing, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're cozy,
Yeah.
you're
Exactly.
fine. And then you go outside, dude, and you just hear, ooh, just
Yep.
like a nice wolf, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, dude. There's fishing huts. There's
Yep.
ice fishing huts right on the lake, the mystery lake. This is
Oh,
the
can
whole.
you fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listen. there's.
I'm down with that.
I actually ended up fishing, which
Okay.
was very difficult because the first couple of run-throughs I could not find a fishing line, and I didn't know how to cure my guts that you get
Okay.
from animals to craft a fishing line. So I got lucky. I got a fishing line. The first thing I did is I went to those fishing huts. I broke like the little fishing thing because it was frozen, and then I put my line in there, and it asks you like how many hours do you want to fish.
Oh wow.
And there's like a little stove next to you. So I turn on the stove. I put like enough firewood in there for 3 hours. And then I say, okay, fish for 3 hours. So I don't freeze to death while I do that. I catch a few fish.
Nice.
I take it back to my place, cook it, eat it. It's very good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Did it
But
taste good?
sorry,
man?
actually, the whole point of what I was saying at first was there's these fishing huts, right?
It tastes good.
They're very small. They're on the lake. There's numerous ones.
Sure.
I went into one and I slept. I put down my bedroll in there and I turned on the stove and I slept because it was just very cold. It was like nighttime. I had to pass some hours. I woke up to a bear.
Oh no.
Making noises right outside of the hut.
So did the bear wake you up, or you woke up at the normal time that you were going to, but the bear was there?
So I'm gonna say two things. I don't know for that specific point.
I don't know, dude. The
No,
bear
no.
was just there.
No, because I'll tell you something else. It's an interesting point you bring up because there are things that happen that wake you up
Yeah, I
while you're
bet,
sleeping
yeah.
in the game. For one, if you're sleeping, you can choose whether to pass time or to actually rest. When you rest, it regenerates your tired or exhaustion meter. But when it's fully rested, when you're fully rested, you wake up. So like it could be in the middle of the night, you woke up, you're fully rested. Now you have to pass time, which consumes more calories. Obviously, starts getting you tired.
Because you're not sleeping. You're just sitting there.
You're not. Yeah, you're just.
Dude, this is just such a trip, man. It's the same as Morrowind. You can either wait or you rest. And
Yeah.
the rest rejuvenates everything. The wait is simply passing
Yeah.
time until the next thing you need to do. And you could be interrupted in both by
Yeah.
shit in the world.
Yeah,
It's so fucking nasty. That's cool, man.
I ended up dying because what happened was I couldn't leave the hut. I didn't have enough supplies there to last, so I ended up freezing to death.
Fuck.
Yeah. So you
That
can
sucks,
freeze
man.
to death. You can get hypothermia. You can get hypothermia and survive after. There's certain ways with dealing with it. Like you have to stay warm for 24 hours for the hypothermia to like go away or
cool.
something like that. Right.
So it's probably like legit, like
Yeah.
scientific.
Yeah.
That's how you would deal with hypothermia.
Well, I don't know. I'm
I
sure
guess.
it's as realistic as they
As
could have
it can
gotten
be,
it.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You have an overall condition, which is like starts off at 100%, and your condition reduces depending on what's happening. Like if you're starving or whatever you need, right? So yeah, there it is. There's the game, dude. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic game.
So this is in early access. Do you guys know the developer's name? Like, is it someone we've ever heard of? Is it they've done any other games or anything
Let
like
me
that?
see.
Or
We'll look it up, bro. I mean, I was so enthralled with this game, I didn't even care to do
it
anything.
came out of
except play
nowhere,
it.
huh? For
Yeah,
you?
I just got into it, and all I've been doing is just playing it. I haven't even tried the other starting zones, dude. They look so fucking cool. They look totally different. Like there's a wiki, a whole gamepedia on
Oh,
this
I'm
game
sure, dude.
online. I checked it out. They have maps, like people who have just like actual maps, like how you would imagine a map of real life
Sure.
zone
Yeah, yeah,
region
yeah.
to be. That they have maps like that drawn of the different areas of the game, and it's fucking great.
And so it's not procedurally generated in the sense that you
No.
have set maps, but you can spawn randomly
yeah,
in them.
you spawn randomly
Gotcha.
within the different zones, but they're all the same zone. Loot drops are random. There's
Okay.
bunkers that have like caches of loot that spawn randomly in each region. The only things that aren't random are just the very main buildings and like sites within the zones.
Yeah, I got you.
The general
Landscape
structure,
itself
yeah,
too,
exactly.
And stuff is the same.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
wolves roam, so they
Yeah,
could
of
be in like
course.
they're generally in certain areas more than other areas, but they roam within a certain area. You know.
All right, so some interesting stuff. I haven't read anything about this, but it is from the same director, the guy that made Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine.
LOL.
Oh, I remember that. It was like a FPS game or like a third person.
It's
shooting
a
game
third
or
person.
It was
something.
actually really fun.
Yeah, that game is fantastic.
That's
and
funny.
then he left, and this is a Kickstarter game.
Oh shit! So
Kickstarter
they-
back in 2013.
Oh,
It got kickstarted, and it's a made in Canada,
oh,
by
that explains
Hinterland
everything,
Studio.
dude. In
Hinter-
Alliance.
Hinterland Studio Inc.
Hinterlands, yeah,
Very
those guys are
cool.
cool, man. I've heard of them before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there you go, man. This is a fucking Kickstarter game.
Very good, dude.
it's great. I think it's gonna fly off. I think it's gonna be top seller on Steam.
So let me ask, you guys have been playing this. Do you feel like the devs are responding well? Do you feel like they're changing a lot? Is the content different from maybe you haven't played as long as
I
to
have
answer
literally
that,
like it's been a few days for
Yeah.
me.
but... Oh,
It's been
gotcha.
2
Yeah.
days, man.
Because
and I've
it
just been playing
came out
nonstop.
on Steam. Oh, no, it's been on Steam for a little bit since 2015.
Oh shit! Really?
2014. Wow.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, September 22, 2014. Steam Early Access.
But it was barren, dude. It's recently they've had a lot of patches. Like,
Yeah. Like
the-
I can't really speak for the patches because I don't know what
Right.
they've added and like how often they add it.
Sure.
But like I don't know, man. Hopefully they start adding stuff soon.
Well, I can
because-
tell you in just the latest patch, the one that sent it into sale on Steam, which sent it to us actually playing it and more people getting it.
Yeah.
The last patch introduced a lot of the skills that you have, like cooking skill, fire
cool.
skill. They introduced the whole like you can
Like
find
more RPG like, huh?
yeah, you can find like the whole books to research and increase your skills throughout the world map and stuff like that. Yeah. You have a whole journal and things you keep. Like it says each day and that you survived and what happened during that day, like how your condition ranged. Like
Yeah.
maybe you were sick one day and you try to survive as long as you can, basically.
Dude, this seems like the kind of game that would just benefit so much, not from massive multiplayer action, but from co-op
Yeah,
watching.
we were
Not
just- we were
necessarily
talking about
only
that.
2 people, but like maybe 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and you don't know where each person spawned.
Yeah.
So you're all trying to survive and do some crazy shit. Like that would be baller.
Yeah.
This game seems very suited towards that, but not like a Rust style like servers and
Yeah.
that
That would be
ruin it,
cool.
probably.
Maybe like this big map just with a few people.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
if you bump into someone, then cool. If you don't, then
The
you know,
only
whatever.
downside to that is how to manage all that loot because shit is so limited. Like
Yeah.
you run short on food and stuff. Like there's only a
Basically-
few bullets for your rifle.
How I've seen it, like it rewards you by for you to keep moving.
Yeah.
Like you don't necessarily make camp and stay in a certain place.
Makes sense.
Like you might do that for a night or two, but you have to keep scavenging to find food, to find resources, because everything is a little scarce.
yeah,
You
so
run
like,
out of resources in
Yeah.
any one
Yeah.
given spot.
Like very
so
quickly.
it's not so that's actually a very interesting thing because in a game like Rust where you can literally make fortresses, make bases, make stuff like that, your home base.
Yeah.
It's not really at that point about survival anymore. It's about how far you can thrive until you die. Whereas this seems like you actually need to survive because you don't know when where the elk are going to roam, or you don't know where like the wolves are going to be at this time, or you don't know if the loot's going to dry up or whatever. You can't rely on one place for too long, so you simply have to move.
Yep.
That is true survival. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Each place gives you like a cache of goods, which I feel is enough to make you to the next place.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So you arrive somewhere, you loot enough stuff to give you enough haul
Of course.
to reach the next place. You know, you just don't know where the next place is. So
Yeah.
you set off into the night and you sleep one night in your bedroll, and then it says you faded into the long dark.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
you're
know
done.
what that means, dude.
You die.
You're dead.
Oh, is that what it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's what the. Oh, that's cool.
It's not
dude.
RNG or anything. Like if you go to sleep when it's too cold and you're not going to be like, you don't have a fire next to you and you're going to go to sleep for a few hours, probably going to fade into the long dark. Like it just, the screen goes black and it says you faded into the long dark.
And then at that point, you just start over. Right?
Yeah.
That's the whole.
Bro,
point.
you
It's-
could
it's
have been playing
permadeath.
for out. Like you say, you have a save game. Like every time you sleep or like exit a room or enter a room or something, it saves the game. So for days, you could have been surviving. You could be like 30 days into your survival, and then one thing goes wrong, you
Yeah.
die, and you start over.
What's the longest you've gone, Arik?
13 days, but it's
Wow.
not. It's not really representative at this point because I got 13 days on my second run when I still didn't know how to do jack shit. This run I'm on right now, it's gonna just go indefinitely.
You think
Like,
so?
dude, honestly, if you envision the whole thing, being able to go through all the starting zones, like theoretically, imagine how long you could survive by getting through all the. If you knew the maps,
I
like how
wonder
to
if
get
stuff
around.
respawns.
I don't think
Probably
it
not
respawns.
stuff in the huts and stuff, but probably animals and.
I don't know if anything respawn. I don't even think anything should respawn.
Hmm.
It doesn't feel like you need it to respawn. That's the whole point. Like you move through the
Yeah.
maps. Like after you're done with Mystery Lake, you're not gonna come back to Mystery Lake unless you left like a cache of shit somewhere. You know?
Honestly, man, like I think it would be a lot more interesting if it did reward you by staying in one place.
I don't know.
So you
man.
can like make camp and try to survive as long as you
That's
can.
how
Like,
everybody
not
died.
necessarily easy.
That's how everybody else got frozen. When you get a little too cozy and you think like, okay, I'll just chill here. You run out of food suddenly. What
Going
are you
to
gonna
the
do?
long dark, bro.
What are you gonna do? Oh, I actually caught a few rabbits.
All right.
Finally,
How'd you get them? Snares?
yeah, the snare,
Okay.
dude. So I used the snare, and the first time I used it, I waited a while and nothing was happening. And I was complaining to Sean. I was saying, man, I don't know. The rabbits aren't being caught by the snare. He's like, did you put bait in it? I'm like, no, I didn't put bait in it. He's like, oh my God, how dumb are you? You should have put bait in it. I'm like, okay. I spent time trying to figure out how to put bait in that shit. There's no such thing, dude. You just wait. You just put the snare and
No,
you wait.
you put fucking cured gut in it.
No, when you craft the snare, yeah.
Yeah.
But an existing snare, no. Like
Oh,
once you
yeah.
have the snare, you
Oh,
have
then,
the
yeah,
snare.
you're fine. You just
don't
put it down.
put bait in it. That's all I'm saying. Like that's what confused me.
Oh,
So
sure.
yeah, you just have to make sure it's in a rabbit area. Like rabbits are roaming. Like you see a little zone. There's a bunch of rabbits running around. You just go into the middle of it. You put the snare down. You go away. But there's an interesting thing that happens. Animals freeze outside,
Yep.
Okay.
like their
That makes
carcasses.
sense. Yeah.
So when I come back to the rabbit, if I come too late, if the majority of the rabbit is frozen, it says what percentage of it is frozen. You get less meat from it. You get to harvest less stuff from
Makes sense, dude.
it.
Yeah.
So you have to come
Don't
back
want to eat
in a
no frozen
Yeah.
shit, dude.
Yeah, same
You
with
have to come
elk and
back in a
stuff
timely
too. Like
fashion.
every once in a while, you bump into an elk, and it's like, oh, like this thing is too frozen.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. Do you ever encounter like wolves hunting elk and shit like that? Like, do you see them
haven't-
doing something?
I
like
haven't
that?
seen that.
I haven't
Because
seen
that
it.
would be the next big thing that they should, like that immersion factor of
Yeah.
the
Like
ecosystem
animals
interacting
interacting with
away
each
from
other.
you.
Yeah.
You know, like you not being the centerfold of
I have
the
not
game.
I have not seen that happen. I wish actually there was a couple of points where I've seen a wolf and a deer near each other, and I had no means of hunting either. So I was like, maybe the wolf will just kill the deer and I'll scare it off with a flare and harvest it. But none of that ever went down.
Probably later on. I mean, again, it's early access still now. That's something big that needs to go down though, for sure.
No,
Yeah,
Just like a
absolutely.
general ecosystem of a game. That's like rule number one of survival, right?
Yeah.
It's just like things exist
Dude.
around you and you're not the centerpiece
Oh
of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Of course, you're just trying to deal with your surroundings.
You're just trying to survive, dude.
Yeah, you're just trying to survive. I mean, honestly, when it comes to survival games, this one takes the cake for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. This is what survival games should be like. Like, to compare it to, say, like Subnautica, it just doesn't feel like the same style of survival. Like, Subnautica just pales in comparison when it comes
Subnautica
to
is a
survival.
totally different game.
Yeah.
It is.
Subnautica,
But it,
like,
building
it still
and
has
exploring and
hunger. It still has thirst. You still have
But
to
like, that's the thing, man.
survive.
Like, so the glimpse that we did together with
Yeah.
Subnautica, like, I didn't feel like the survival part was that important.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was at the time before I knew Long Dark.
Hmm.
It felt like because in Subnautica, there are times where you're like, man, I'm starving, or damn, I need food, or I need to carry these supplies with me and
But
shit.
is it hard to find food and like do all that?
It's
It
not that
doesn't
hard, but it
seem
takes
like
some
it.
time. Like
Yeah.
it's part of the game, to survive. But the Long Dark,
But like Long Dark, like I've starved to death.
yeah, man, it takes it. I mean, I don't even want to say it takes it to the next level. I feel like this is the standard. Anything like less than this is already starting to come out of the actual like survival genre, as I would love it.
Yeah, this is a very core survival game.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. It's
That's
worth a
cool.
try, man. If you like survival games, if you like a challenge, if you like exploration, if you want to chill out. I mean, chill out and struggle to survive at the same time.
Literally
You know what
chill
I
out.
mean?
Of
Yeah.
course. There's no like, I mean, it doesn't seem like it sounds like that scary of a game or that like it seems like you're just tense and you're trying to the next, live moment to moment and see
Yeah.
where you can
Yeah.
go.
It's
if
like
you can
time
plan
plays
and-
such a big factor. Like you
Yeah.
need to plan out your day
yeah.
because like every once in a while it says like, oh, you have 7 hours of daylight left.
Yeah.
But if you're inside for too long, then you lose track of time. And it says question mark number of hours left in the day.
Yeah, you don't know.
That's
You don't know how to
cool,
keep
dude.
Like
time.
you have to keep track of everything.
You can
because
get cabin fever.
Mm-hmm.
That
Wait, what?
You can get cabin fever if you stay like 6 days or something indoors. It doesn't allow you to rest anymore for 24 hours.
Whoa!
You get cabin fever.
That's
a cool-
awesome.
There's
Yeah,
like very fun in-depth elements, yeah. And some days it could be daylight, but there could just be a blizzard. So literally, you're stuck. Like you could have been
Yeah.
planning. You could have been saying, "Man, okay, I'm really short on food. I'm gonna sleep tonight. Next day, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna find myself this that I really need." You wake up, you hear the wind. You go outside. It's literally like negative 35 degrees Celsius. You're gonna die within like minutes if you're outside. So you're forced to stay inside, but you don't have enough supplies. So now you're scrambling.
Yeah.
You know.
Then you
That's
just lose the
interesting,
day.
man. I wonder if there's a way if you can ever tell a blizzard because I know there's like if you're smart enough or cognizant enough, you could like tell from the way the wind is the previous day, etc. Like if there's going to be a blizzard the next day, that'd be something cool to add if there's like
Yeah.
cues
I'm sure.
somehow.
I'm sure
I don't know
there's
if that plays into the game just yet.
Just
but
yet,
maybe
but
they'll
maybe
add
later.
it. Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, I love how in depth they are so far with the game.
Yeah.
So I have very high hopes. I'm very confident they're gonna do some really good shit in the future.
So is this the kind of game that you imagine you are going to be playing for a while, or is it the kind of game that you imagine you're going to put down and then come back at the next update or next two updates, play again for a little while, stop it again, etc.? Like how do you think you're going to interact with this game going forward? Because early access is always an interesting topic, man. What do you do with those kinds of games that are unfinished?
Yeah, this definitely is not a kind of game I see myself playing for a long stretch of time. Just because I personally don't think there is that much in it yet. But
Okay.
next time that they add content, like I'm gonna come back. Like I'm still playing it. Like I'm still very much enjoying this game. I'm probably gonna play some again pretty soon.
I see myself playing this until I explore all the maps.
Mm.
Or not. When I say maps, I mean the different regions that compose the entirety of the map. Like until I'm comfortable where I know like, oh, if I start here, I know I'm going to survive a minimum of like 20 or 30 days or whatever. And I know it's going to be boring and it's going to take a while to really get to that far point that I've gone to already at this point. Then I might put the game down.
Sure.
When it's already like not that interesting for the majority of the game. Yeah. But until I have all these new things to explore and new places to go and new mechanics to discover, I'm just gonna be playing this game, dude, alongside a competitive Overwatch.
Yeah. Yeah, man, dude, this seems like a very good counterpoint to Overwatch,
It
by the
is.
way.
Single
Like,
player,
Yeah. Very
competitive
slow.
against the environment.
Yeah.
Good
It's
shit,
very
man.
strategic too, man. Like you gotta think.
Yeah, you
when
do.
you're playing this game, you gotta think.
You have to think,
It's cool.
but it's a relaxing thing.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that relaxing at all, man. I think it's just constant stress.
Really?
I think it's
Doesn't
very
sound
stressful.
That stressful, dude. It
No,
sounds like
man.
cool.
When you're scrambling to survive, it is a little stressful.
Meh.
Because you're always thinking like
Dude,
you press I, you look in your inventory, you have 2 fucking bags of beef jerky and a jug of water. That's
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Well,
Survive, motherfucker. You're in Canada. Go.
No,
You're
it's a
in
different
Canada.
kind of stressful though. Like it's not the same stressful as like I have to think in Dota 2. You know, like
No, that's a different kind of thinking.
that's what I'm
though.
saying. But you have to think, and it's stressful. But it's a different think stressful. Here, it's
Okay.
like a think stressful. Like I gotta plan out how I'm gonna go about.
Yeah.
Like how am I gonna handle this? It's like a fun thing. It's like okay, let's do this. You know,
It's
like
generative.
it's like
It's
a
like
project. It's like a
productive.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a task.
It's like you see an IKEA thing in front of you, you know? Like,
exactly.
you just gotta.
It has
assemble
to
the
be done.
IKEA, you
Sure.
gotta do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Long Dark is the IKEA of early access games, dude.
It's the Marmite of video games.
I don't know about that.
Dude,
Whoa.
we're so going off track now. Please. Please, Daddy.
Well, now that we're going off the tracks, let's go all the way off the tracks and call it an episode, guys.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Off
well,
the rails.
Off the rails. Send us all of your off the rail questions at mail@thenextlevel.com.
See you guys next time.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.